Hey there, Exiles, what's going on? It's Necron370 here, bringing you our newest episode in a new little Conan Exiles series. We're going to be checking out the Stronghold, the new Stronghold more specifically. So what you first need to know is where to go. So if you bring up your map, all you have to do is come over here to the top corner of B7, and you'll have the Klael Stronghold, just down from the Shattered Springs. Pretty easy to find, and you have a little obelisk here to help you get here. Not too bad, not too bad. So once you're here, you just make your way up. 4 easy skeletons to fight here, no big problem. Once you dealt with them, you come up here and you have 5 of them, including a little bit tougher of a green guy, but ultimately no big deal. So kill them and make your way inside. If you're not feeling as aggressive as that, you can always sneak in. I mean, it is the Exiled Lands. Nobody's judging you here. One way or another, make your way to the door, press E or X and go on in. Once you're inside, the real fun begins. Now we're going to take a look at what's actually going on in this stronghold, seeing what you have to do, what you actually have to face. If you only stuck around to figure out where this was, I hope you enjoyed, and hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. So if we come forward here, we got this nice big corrupted glowing guy with a giant big sword and all his minions. When you fight him, he will give you corruption, and he is a two-handed fighter, so he can really bring down the pain on you. As I said already, I have demigod mode on, so you can see how much they stagger and how much damage they would be causing. Like, I'm alone here, I wouldn't have stood a chance to take this guy down. And boom, there he goes, he's dead. Perfect. I'm not really gonna worry about these guys right now. What do you have on him? Ooh, what is this? A Fragment of Power. Very handy. I'm pretty sure this gives you, yeah, gives you feat points. How handy, huh? And a Skeleton Key? No, Warmaker's Key. Nice, okay. Alright, stop shooting me. So you can either defeat that big bad boy to get the Warmaker's Key, or come to this chest, interact with it, and you will find the same key. Use it to open the door and continue. So in this war room here, we have this nice little map and all these little things you can activate. If you activate one, it will cause a trap to trigger, and it will cause a bleed effect on you. You need to actually get 3 statues that fit the socket in order to give you the key. Now we want the key so we can open up this big door here, so we can get to the inner sanctum and fight the main boss. To do that, first, we are going to have to go through these 3 doors. Now, behind the first door, we'll have an intermediate area with just a bunch of, you know, rather low level things to fight. So make short work of them, without getting yourself killed, obviously. And push through the door to the next mini-boss. Now these are the Warmakers. They are very tough, very big, and they do not give a crap about you that much. Oh, I got very lucky with him on my first attack. So I'm gonna try to avoid him, get the little stragglers cleaned up. Why is he not attacking me? That's very odd. He's never not attacked me before. Come on, why aren't you doing anything? Let's have a fight. Fight me. Fight me, fine. Alright, normally he will fight you. Something might be glitching out here. But make short work of him anyway. And once you kill him, he will give you a legendary or high-grade weapon, as well as the statue you're looking for. The statue is the main thing you want. If you want the weapon, go ahead, take the weapon. Not a big deal there. There are a couple chests to loot around in the room once you're done. Good way to get some gold and other valuable items. That's usually what's found in these chests, as you can see there. And once we're done here, we just make our way back and go to the next door. So this center room's a little different. We have two sides with a couple chests up on them, and the skeletons are rather scattered around. So you can actually push forward through this room without really encountering too much. So next we have the Kell of Knowledge, I would assume. He stands there reading, as you can see. And he's the only one in this room. He's not too difficult of a fight, but he is rather quick. He loves to lunge across the room. So be very careful, mindful of that, because he can cause a lot of damage and slow you down. As you can see, he's very good at staggering too, so he can get the upper hand on you if you're not careful. And once you finally get him dead in his body, we have the next statue we need, and we also have a manuscript. And what happens if we read this manuscript? It increased our agility. So it's like one of those stat boosting potions. Pretty nice. Just like the last one, there is a loot box in here. Don't forget it. It has gold and valuable resources. So get your statue and everything, and then head back to the middle chamber. This room's pretty basic. There's just a couple very easy enemies just standing around the blood pool in the center here. Just make short work of them and travel forward, following the slight blood trail leading back. Actually might be where they birthed these things. Oh, hello! And in here we'll have the final Warmaker here. He's praying to some kind of serpent god. When you piss him off though, he becomes very feisty. He has a spear weapon which has a lot of range, and he can really mess with you. So try to make short work out of him, or cause bleed damage with daggers. Get in close, do some damage, get away, let him bleed a bit. Because I know with the two-handed here, like you can see, it is very difficult, and you won't make it. I've done this before without demigod mode on, and he was the one who ended it all. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is the hardest one you'll fight. As we can see, has the most health and can do the most damage. Alright. Now once he's dead, we take our third statue and whatever other legendary or high-grade item he chooses to give you if you choose to take it. And as always, don't forget your loot boxes. These ones are a little tucked in, they're a little closer up to the room. Or was it just that one? Oh, I thought they were on both sides. So it looks like it's just that one tucked in there on the left side of the room. So once you have all your statues, now we come back to the middle room, the center chamber, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. But now we have to figure out what order to place these. I honestly had no real thought on the matter. I just kind of went with, you know, that door, okay, maybe one of these closer ones. And honestly, it's kind of a trial and error. This seems to be the generalized pattern, as it is the same one I used last time that worked this time. So once you put it all together, bing bang boom, you get the inner Sanctum Key, and we can move forward to the door and see what awaits. So very first thing, you guys got to watch out for these traps. They are all over the main, or the inner sanctum area here. I'll show you what they do. You step on it and boom, they'll stab you. Fun, right? Alright, so as you get in here, you have these two guarding the way in. Not too big deal, just make short work of them. Head on down the stairs here. Being mindful of the traps. And this circular thing here, I'll go over to show you what it is, but it is a trap. It's an explosive bomb. That one causes fire. Some of them cause gas. Oh, right there. There's gas one. Yep, see? That's how it works. Oh, wow. That made me real thirsty. Okay, so we got another corrupted enemy here. Not a too tough of one. And there are some other stragglers hanging off to the side. Again, they're not too tough. Make short work of them and move your way on through, being mindful of the traps. So, as you approach the middle of this room, you will find two paths to go. One will lead to a door, and the other kind of leads to a darkened corridor that you don't really want to go down. If you go to the door, it will be locked. And you'll just have to turn around and deal with whatever you triggered come and attack you, and just go back and go the way you didn't want to go in the first place. Some of the traps are rather complicated and will force you to do certain actions, like going through them. Keep making your way up and you'll come to another big, bad, corrupted, glowy guy. He is just as tough as the first one you fought. Nothing really extra to tell about him. Watch out for the added guys around him. When they all cluster up on you like that, they can be very troublesome. but just watch his patterns. He's not that difficult to take down, as long as you're not doing what I'm doing and actually using a tactic. Again, just showcasing. Alright, once he's dead on his body, you get the key to the arena. That is the magical key that you need. And off to the left, don't forget, there is a chest. And it can always have something good, you never know. Drink all that. Now that you have your key, you can come up to the door and open it. And now we're in the arena. Watch the traps. There is always a way to sneak around them. You just gotta pay attention and find it. And so once we get to the arena, we will run into this fancy lady here. And now she is quite an easy boss fight. Pull out your two-handed, stagger her, do your rotation, roll away, try again. Rinse and repeat, nice and simple. And boom! Cut her in half and make short work of her. And not sure what those armor scraps are for yet, but grab them because you never know. Once you've killed her, the path you're gonna go is to the left there, but come over to the right, and just around the corner, there will be a dragon skeleton thing to fight. Kill it quickly, it's not that difficult, and boom, you have arena champion armor. Yeah, and if memory does serve, it is pretty much what she was wearing, so if you like what she looked like, that's where you get it. Pushing on to the left, it kind of gets cold in here. So you're gonna want to make sure your survival's up so you can deal with the hot, cold climate. Or just bring potions to drink. Now here off to either side, you'll have these like caged areas where there's I guess dead creatures that are gonna pop out and try and attack you. They're not overly difficult, just like dealing with the regular version of them in the wild. Please note there's also a bunch of black ice here, so if you need some, this is a good spot to go. Now up ahead, you will have to make a choice. You can either join in the fight and fight the 3 bosses together, or you can just mosey on past. All you'll really get from killing that dragon is a skeleton key, and it is a very difficult fight. So in this room, there's a dragon fighting 2 bosses. You can either just kind of hang back and watch them fight and see who wins and take on the victor, or you can get in there and join in the fun on yourself. Getting in the middle of all 3 of them is incredibly overwhelming. I would definitely not recommend it. Either they will fight each other or they will just all focus on you, like right here, and he will mess you up. Like, you won't stand a chance against all 3 of them at once. And boom, eventually, if you're skilled enough, you can also use the front entrance to your aid. You will kill him and you will get the key you require. You'll run into pretty much all the kinds of animals through here. It's really up to you if you choose to fight them. Some of them give you no choice, but you can always just sneak through and get through it. Push through past all the animals, and eventually you'll reach the end of this frozen corridor, and you will get to this right here. This is the final chamber, the boss room, the boss fight. What we've been waiting for. So pass through the barrier, And note, you can't go back once you came through, so it is do or die. Now, along the arena floor, there are traps hidden around, so you really do have to mind where you walk. Final boss is very tough, very armored, and packs a wallop, that is for sure. So stay on your toes, keep agile, either damage him with daggers, cause some heavy damage, and move out. He won't trigger traps, so don't even bother wasting your time trying to do anything like that. No matter how you spin this fight, it will take a lot of resources to actually beat him. Health, food, all of it. You're gonna need it all, everything, probably a few friends, pets, all of them to fight him. He is going to be a very tough one. As you can see, he would have already caused probably a good 1,000 damage, and I barely even have scratched him. And again, I'm doing this as intensely as possible, and he's still getting me no matter what. There we go. Down to a quarter health. He just grew in size, and now he has a whole new fighting style. So he's definitely a very hard boss, very unpredictable, and when he gets mad can cause a lot of damage. So keep fighting, don't give up. He will make it a tough one. You will get him down. Alright, at half health he grows again and his face lights up. Oh. Much more intense, much more difficult, does more damage, massive swinging attack, completely relentless. And as he grows, his weapon increases in size too, so does his reach. So when you try to dodge away, you can't. He will hit you. If my health was being affected, I would be long dead by now. And there we have it, the moment of truth. He is dead. Dun dun dun. We did it. We've defeated him. And he gives us scraps. Awesome. So once he's defeated, your way out of this place will lie through the door between the two stones that teach you the Warmaker weapons and the Godbreaker armor, which of course we all want. However, you might be asking, well wait, Necron, there are a bunch of doors surrounding the room. What are behind these doors? We actually need a rusted key, and I actually do not know yet where to find it. I can imagine that it is somewhere in this place, but I have not actually found where or what we need to kill to get it. As you've all clearly seen, we cannot harvest him, we cannot loot him any further, and so I do not know where we are going to get that key. But thanks to the power of console commands, I was able to no-clip my way through the actual walls and see what was behind all of the doors. All we have behind here on each one is one singular chest, and inside each chest is various loot, typically rare, so you're going to have gold and things like that. If you do know where to find the rusted key or find out, please mention it in the comments below. I would love to do another video to actually showcase where we find the rusted key. But now that we're all done in here, we open the door again and we pass through. Once we pass through, you cannot go back. The room is closed off and you'll have to go back around and do the boss fight all over again. Just before the door to the inner sanctum, there is this adventure journals here. So you can give it a read, and if you find it interesting, you never know. But thank you so much for watching, guys. That's gonna do it for our look into the new Stronghold. It is very interesting. I very much enjoyed it. If you're not playing on God mode or demigod mode, it is very difficult. Definitely get a party together and take a crack at it. A lot of fun and a lot of reward to be had. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a thing. We will have more videos covering all of the strongholds for Conan, as well as the artifacts required to actually beat the game, where they are, how to get them, and what you need to do with them after you have them all. So please stay tuned, and until next time, Exiles, I've been Necron370. Stay frosty, my friends.
Your kind has always been a pestilence.